Hello, thank you for your interest in the Arlington Public Schools Fine Arts Apprentice program. In the next few minutes, I'll give you a brief overview of the program, answer many of the questions about the program and application process. After viewing this presentation, if you have additional questions, please contact the Apprentice Coordinator at 703-228-6299 or through email at Allison with 2 L's .gilbert@apsva.us. This information will be provided on the last slide as well. The Fine Arts Apprentice program is a pass-fail class for selected high school students, rising 10th, 11th, or 12th graders. It's designed for students in grades 10 through 12 who are exceptionally talented and committed to the visual arts, music, theater, and/or dance. Instructional, performance, exhibit, and service opportunities are available for these students. It's a full-year course where students receive a half credit. It's out-of-school time opportunities, so it's more like an independent study than a class at your actual high school location. Opportunities for students could include ensemble work, master classes, professional rehearsals and performances, museum courses, small group instruction, and exhibit and performance opportunities. So a lot of questions arise about what is counted and what's not counted towards your hours, and we'll talk about that on the next few slides. Many students have interest in more than one art form, and students are encouraged to try new experiences outside of their expertise. So selecting a discipline during the application process does not limit you to the opportunities in the program. The only exception for this is the theater apprentices. It's the theater apprentices only that participate in specific signature theater apprentice opportunities, and we're going to discuss more of that later on. Before you decide to apply, let's go over the requirements if you were to be selected and enrolled in the program. The classes you'll receive, again, you'll receive a half credit for an entire school year. It's a pass-fail course. To receive a passing grade in this class, you would need to complete 75 hours of out-of-school time arts experiences. So complete quarterly logs to show progress. Students often wonder what can be counted and what can't count. Examples can include a rehearsal for a non-school-based performance. One example of this might be you are already enrolled in your high school band. It's a class you're taking. You're receiving a grade for performing in the concert. Those hours would not count towards your 75 hours of out-of-school time experiences. Something that would count is you're participating in an out-of-school district choir, and those rehearsals and those performances, those would count towards your hours. You take a workshop after school at a local arts organization, a painting class, or another kind of opportunity. Perhaps you take private lessons for voice or for piano. Those rehearsals, those practices, they would count. If you ever have questions about what would count and what wouldn't count, you can contact the Apprentice Coordinator, and we can talk you through specific examples of that. For theater apprentices, you're expected to attend all signature theater scheduled opportunities with a maximum of 2 excused absences. Theater apprentices participate in a partnership with the Signature Theater program. And at the beginning of the school year, that would entail participating in several master classes with signature theater teaching artists, as well as attending performances at Signature Theater, which ends up being about once a month on Saturdays. We ask students to contribute and share opportunities with other students through email and social media, for example, upcoming performances and exhibits. Part of the reason that students like to participate in this community is the opportunity to meet other students from other schools and kind of find out what they're doing at their schools and be able to share the opportunities that they're participating in, but also be able to support their other students. There are quarterly group meetings with, again, a maximum of 2 excused absences. Usually the way that that plays out is we have something at the beginning of the school year, a fall, what we call group share, which is a very casual opportunity for students to show a little bit about their instrument, their discipline. We usually go on a group field trip, and then it culminates in a spring recital and spring exhibit for our visual arts students. Many students worry about that 75-hour requirement. Just so you know, most students complete these hours by November. Once students start tracking what they're already doing, I think most students are surprised to learn that they are really doing a lot of work to hone their craft outside of the school day. So on this slide, you'll see examples of student reflections. Students are asked to submit a quarterly log of opportunities that they participated in, things that they enjoyed doing this quarter, that kind of thing. One example is, I attended many concerts and music-related events. I enjoyed listening to Brett Daniels and watching him work with samples on his keyboard. It's amazing to see the various forms of music-related careers. So at the beginning of the year, there are many opportunities that are outlined for students in it, that are listed in a brochure. For example, we have season tickets to several ballet and modern dance company subscriptions at performance places like the Kennedy Center. We have opportunities in music through the NSO and also through the Kennedy Center Jazz, Washington Performing Arts. Through theater, we have the students attend performances at Signature, but also we have subscriptions at Arena Stage and Shakespeare Theater. And then for our visual arts students, we have opportunities set up with local artists, for example, printmaking or screen printing, oil painting classes, watercolor classes, sculpture classes. Those are all outlined at the beginning of the year. Students are not required to attend. We do ask that they select a few of these opportunities that are already set up, but many of the opportunities are more independent study and things that you're already doing. So you're encouraged to participate in some of these opportunities, but also to find things on your own. Many of the students really appreciate the opportunity to see the professional performances at the various locations, and the concerts and the classes that they get to see is really a great opportunity. It's really based on students' schedules and their interests. So it is something that students need to be on top of their schedules, and kind of they put together what their schedule might look like for the year, and then they keep track of those hours. So it really is tailored to what students' interests are. If you are a music student and interested in going to see a theater show or going to participate in a visual art class, that is absolutely recommended and encouraged. So just because you are a dance or a music or theater or visual art, it doesn't restrict you to only participating in those opportunities. And in fact, what I try to encourage students to do is to look for opportunities outside of their comfort zone, because you never know where inspiration is going to strike. So participating in as many opportunities within your art form and outside of your art form is really beneficial. So now let's move on to the application process. There are 3 steps. Step 1 is completing an online application. Step 2 is to upload work samples. If you are a music, theater, or dance, you would upload your work sample to Google Drive, and you would also upload a resume of training and experience. Visual arts students, you would upload a PowerPoint or create a Google presentation using the images and artist statement that is requested on the work sample page. I will show an example of that in a moment. Step 3 is having 2 people submit recommendations. These are online, so you can send the link to the teacher or send them a link to the website for them to be able to select the recommendation form. We ask that one is from a teacher at your high school in any subject area. This is a character recommendation, and then one from a professional in your arts area. So this could be someone at your school, your art, music, or theater teacher, or a private teacher. At this moment, I'd like to go and show the online application and sample portfolio. This you'll be able to find on the Arlington Public School website. So if you go to the main Arlington Public School website, which is apsva.us, and on the left you'll see Fine Arts Apprentice Program. From here, you'll see the link to all of the parts of the application process that we talked about. Step by step on the application process can be found. You can find kind of a hard copy of the applications, and then below or here are the online applications. Work sample and recommendations are sent separately. So I'll click on that just to show what the application looks like. It is the Google form. Just fill it out. There's not too many questions, and then hit submit. It is also can be found in Spanish. The online recommendation form, and this is the one that you'll send to your teachers, can be found by clicking on here. So you would send either the link to the main page that they can find out a little bit more about the program, or you can send them this directly. They'll fill this out, and if we only receive one, again, we'll be in contact with you to let you know we've only received one application. For visual arts students, here's a sample of a portfolio that we'll be looking for your work sample. On the first slide, you would put your name, grade, school. We'll wait while this loads up. And then you would put in your work sample. So if you're a photography, you would put in image number 1, image number 2, image number 3, image number 4, and image number 5. And then the last slide would be your artist statement. So that's the online application and sample portfolio. The work samples that are needed for the theater, music, and visual art are outlined on that page as well. So how are these applications reviewed? Each discipline has 2 educators that review the work samples. These are teachers that do not currently teach high school students. So they aren't your current teachers. They do not see the student's application. They don't even see the name. They just see the work sample and score them. They use a similar scoring sheet for each of the discipline where they're looking at skill and technique, artistry or expression, originality, musicality, dynamics, and overall. Students with the top scores, and that would be for your application, your work sample, and your recommendations, are invited to an interview. In the final interview, this is the part of the process where we identify the final group of students that will be enrolled in the class. We're looking for students that can articulate and communicate about your art form, express a passion for your art form and interest in the program. We're looking for students that will benefit either artistically or emotionally, and students that are able to communicate about strengths, weaknesses, and the next steps they would like to take in furthering their craft. If you have any further questions after viewing this presentation, please feel free to contact the Fine Arts Apprentice Coordinator at 703-228-6299 or sending an email to allison.gilbert@apsva.us. Thank you so much for your interest in the program, and I look forward to speaking with you more.